Hi everybody, welcome back to another lesson in my Czerny's Opus 599 for solo learners course. In this video we're going to learn number 17. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. Also, I offer online piano lessons if you're looking for one. There's going to be information below. And if you'd like to get this special edition of Czerny's Opus 599 specifically for solo learners with enhanced guidance and video tutorials, then links are going to be in the description below. Number 17 is rather a challenge. We're playing double thirds all the way through in the right hand. The left hand is supporting with some held chords, so nothing new there, but the right hand is really stepping up a notch compared to the previous exercises. And in number 14, we already dealt with thirds, but they were all staccato, so that was quite easy. Well, relatively easy. In number 17, these thirds are going to be mostly legato, which is a much harder task to tackle. One thing I would suggest everybody to do before even playing this Czerny exercise is to do a warm-up in double thirds. And the warm-up is extremely simple. You can put your hand into the C position, 1 to 5, and we're going to go like this. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3. As you can see, it's just 3 groups of fingers, and the important thing is to not do it detached. So don't do it like this, because that's easy. We want to do it legato, so connecting each pair of notes to the next one. So pressing down 1, 3, and really concentrating when moving to 2, 4, that they stay connected. Then moving on to 3, 5, back to 2, 4, and 1, 3. And there we are. This exercise can be done for a few days. You can start very slowly and eventually go a bit faster. You can repeat one note higher. And of course, the same can be done for the left hand, even though the left hand has no such problems in number 17, but it's always good to train both hands. So 3, 5, going up. And the difficulty in these double thirds is that one of the fingers wants to go down a bit sooner than the other. So it would sound like this. Especially number 5 is the difficult one, going from 4 to 5, because there's an independence issue and also the finger is very short. So what we need to do is really round the hand, curve the fingers, relax the hand as much as possible, and concentrating that the 2 fingers go down together, really being focused on it and lifting up the fingers in between. So don't let the fingers stay sticky, try to lift them a bit higher so you can get a very clean, crisp key attack. And as you approach the little finger, try to lean inwards toward the keys. So compensate for the shortness of this finger by rotating the hand a little bit towards the little finger, and then on the way back rotating towards the thumb. So this exercise should really help before trying number 17. Now let's see the first section until the repeat sign. Left hand has 2 chords, a C chord, C, E, G. We are in 4/4 and treble clef in the left hand, so C, E, G, 1, 3, 5, another C chord, a G chord, B, D, G, back to C, another C, a G, and back to C. Very simple left hand. We've had this in the previous exercises already. Remember to keep the hand rounded, curved fingers, relaxed hand, and all 3 notes go down perfectly together instead of or holding onto the thumb. So key attack, nice heavy deep key attack using the arm weight for those chords. Let's see the right hand. So right hand, we're going to take it in phrases. The first slur is 2 bars long, so we're going to start on this C, 1 octave above middle C, and it first starts on single notes and then transitions into double thirds. So it's all 8th notes and quarter notes, so the rhythm is very easy. Ti 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 ta ta, and we finish on a staccato when we have the quarter notes. So let's see. 1, 2, So counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So finishing on very light staccatos. And when you have the repeated double notes or double thirds, again, you can swap the finger numbers nicely. 1, 3, 2, 4 is usually the best one, just to make sure we don't play with the same finger repeatedly. Now, if you can do this one phrase very slowly, practicing it a lot, only then go on to the rest, because if you can't get the rotation of the arm and the legato movement between these thirds in the first 2 bars, you won't get it in the rest. So try to really work on the technical part in the first 2 bars before learning the rest of the piece. In order to learn the notes and the finger numbers, you could try to learn it first detached. If that's easier, just to memorize the notes, and then you can really start working on the legato. Now the notes are very easy to read. It's in C major, mostly steps going up and down, so I think you can start working on the legato right from the start. Now one of the difficulties is already here at the start when you transition from single notes to double notes. So legato, and then getting that first third very accurately. Many times I hear this, that the thirds instantly separate when we transition from the single notes to the thirds. So really concentrating on the first CE to make sure they go down perfectly together. Positioning the hand in a rounded shape and making sure that we really concentrate the 2 fingers, and then transitioning, and now here rotating towards finger 5 and back. Staccato. Carrying on. And C again. Second line starts the same way. You could do a nice crescendo here. And here we have some staccatos. The first one is connected, and then staccato. Again, I'm swapping finger numbers here. You don't have to, but it's better to do it. So 5, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, and connected. And finishing on a beautiful broken chord. So let's put it hands together. The difficulty hands together is going to be to hold the legato in the first 2 bars when the left hand is coming up for the chord. So now hold this right hand down, lift the left hand up, and together. So being careful that the right hand legato is uninterrupted when the left hand is lifting up for the new chord. And that's the first section. Let's go on to the second section. We have from bar 9 until the end. So left hand has the same 2 chords, a G chord and the C chord. So I'm not going to go through that again. And the right hand starts with some staccatos. So 2, 4 on the D, F. And then 3, 5 on the legato. And then a rotation. So quite a long phrase here, starting staccato, and then a beautiful downbeat towards the little finger. And now rotating. So we're moving between the outer edges of the hand, and we need a little bit of rotation and really concentrating on getting that third very accurately. And again, as I said, really lift the fingers so you can get a clean key attack. The second phrase is the exact same, just ending on a half note. And then the final, the longest phrase, is just like the exercise I showed you at the beginning of this video. really concentrating. And finishing on a beautiful legato. Hands together. And the last phrase, really going for that long legato slur. And here we have 2 G chords, 2 half notes, and that's it. So a very simple exercise at first sight, but getting those thirds, legato and clean, you will see is a very, very difficult task to do and requires so much practice. And not just practice, but concentration. I can't stress this enough. You can sit there and play this for hours and hours, but if you're not concentrated, not focusing on those double notes, it's not going to happen and you're just wasting your time. So really concentrate, monitor the hand. It shouldn't get tense. If it gets tense, the double thirds are not going to work. So keep the hand very relaxed and rounded and just concentrate on getting those notes together.